Hello, child. I see you over there, kind of off screen, chilling a little bit. Yeah, I'm talking to you. What's up, y'all? Like that, week one of the NFL has come and gone, and what a good week of football it was. Kind of confusing. I'm not gonna lie, kind of confusing. It's just so good to have football back on the TVs again. I'm not gonna lie, the Astros are really stressing me out, man. So it's just good to have something to alleviate that, you know? I wanted to take this time to review all the stuff that happened in week one and then lay out some week two predictions. Cool? Let's get into it.
Yeah, here we go!
Starting us off, we had the Ravens take on the Chiefs, a game that ended dramatically for the Ravens. Mahomes did his first game, 291 passing yards, 1 passing tutty, 1 interception. The Bills damned us all by gifting the Kansas City Swifts one Xavier Worthy, who went for 2 touchdowns and ran faster than I've seen any normal person run. Seriously, Bills, you've doomed us all. We got to see Derrick Henry work in a Ravens uniform. Kinda. He ran for a total of 46 yards and 1 touchdown, letting Lamar do most of the running. Nice. The game came down to the wire, and Lamar was looking for Isaiah Likely for a 3rd and goal touchdown to tie the game, and found him. Nice touchdown. But wait, it was ruled an incomplete pass, likely due to Likely's big toe being out of bounds. That game ends 27-20 Chiefs. When Mahomes was asked about it, he had this to say.
He's got to wear white cleats next time. That's my advice for him.
You are a douchebag. That's right, a douchebag.
After that, we had the Packers and the Eagles and the battle at Brazil. Unfortunately, I had to miss the first quarter of this game due to work. Luckily, things didn't get interesting until the second quarter. Jalen Hurts passed for 278 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Jordan Love passed for 260 yards, a pair of touchdowns as well, and 1 interception. We learned that Saquon Barkley is going to be a problem on the Eagles, as he rushed for 132 yards for 3 touchdowns. Unfortunately for the Packers, this game would also end dramatically, as towards the end, Jordan Love would go down with a sprained MCL that just did not look good at all. Malik Willis would come in for the Packers and attempt to throw a Hail Mary, and instead threw a slant pass. Good going. Leading the Packers to a 34-29 loss. Jordan Love is expected to miss 3 to 6 weeks. Starting us off on Sunday, we had the Steelers taking on the Falcons. Unfortunate to say this, but this one was sort of a snoozer. Kirk Cousins passed for 155 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Mr. Unlimited would watch Justin Fields on the sideline pass for 156 yards and, get this, 0 touchdowns and 0 interceptions, as all of the Steelers' points would come from field goals. Player of the game Chris Boswell kicked 6 for 6. Despite this, the Steelers did manage to pull out the win, beating the Falcons 18-10. Moving on from there, we saw the Bills beat the Cardinals 34-28. Josh Allen passed for 232 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, and no interceptions. 1 fumble. This game gave us some awesome kick returns. Brandon Codrington gave us a 53-yard return. Cardinals DJ Dallas, my brand new favorite name, DJ Dallas, turn me up, big dog, gave us a 96-yard touchdown kick return under the NFL's weird new kickoff rules. After that, we had the Titans take on the Bears. This game was a hot mess. Caleb Williams had a mere 98 passing yards, 0 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. The Bears scored via 3 field goals, 1 scoop and score, an interception, and a 2-point conversion. Mayo Man passed for 127 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions, giving us one of, if not the best reaction image of all time. The Bears would beat the Titans 24-17. This made Caleb Williams the 4th quarterback to be drafted number 1 overall and win in week 1 of his rookie season. The last QB to do that was David Carr for the Houston Texans, winning their first ever game in 2002. Good times. Good times. Moving along, the Patriots took on the Bengals. This game was kind of blah. Both Jacoby Brissett and Slim Shady were kind of mid this game. The Patriots beat the Bengals 16-10 thanks to a 3-yard rushing touchdown and a few field goals. That's all I really have to say about this game. Let's move on. After that, we had my beautiful baby Texans take on the Indianapolis Colts. This game was an absolute stress inducer. First off, Indy put in new turf made of coconut husk or something that's supposed to resemble real grass, and man, everyone was sliding. The turf monster was not playing around, but neither was Indy. Look, I never counted him out, but when he's healthy, Anthony Richardson is a monster. Richardson passed for 212 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and 1 interception. Richardson's first touchdown was a 60-yard dot to Alec Pierce. Stroud passed for 234 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and technically no interceptions. Thankfully, the 2 would-be interceptions were called back due to penalties on the defense. Stroud was also sacked 4 times. We finally got to see not 1, but 2 CJ Stroud to Stephon Diggs touchdowns and 1 Joe Mixon rushing touchdown. Words I never thought I'd ever say. This game was a battle, and Indy was always knocking on our door, just 2 points behind constantly. The Texans did beat the Colts 29-27, but man, the AFC South is going to be incredibly fun and very stressful for me to experience for a while, and I can't wait. Then we had the Jacksonville Jaguars going against the Miami Dolphins. Just hours prior to that game, Tyreek Hill was getting detained by the police just outside of Hard Rock Stadium. That was interesting to say the least. Cheetah would play this game and then score the longest touchdown of his career, promptly celebrating by pretending to get arrested directly afterwards. Nice. The Dolphins beat the Jags 2017. Great year if you're an Astros fan. This game also gave us an awesome reaction image. Then we had the Carolina Panthers take on the Saints, and man, I pray for Panthers fans. Bryce Young's first pass attempt of the 2024 NFL season was an interception to Will Harris. Bryce passed for 161 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions in a 47-10 loss to the New Orleans Saints. Panthers fans, it's going to be a long season. On the other side of that, Derek Carr looked better than I've ever seen him, passing for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns, going 19 for 23. It's also going to be a long season for New York Giants and their fans. The Giants lost to the Vikings 28-6 at home while wearing uniforms that were interesting to say the least. Daniel Jones passed for 186 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions, getting sacked a whopping 5 times, the second most in Week 1. Giants fans, being classy as always, started burning Daniel Jones' jersey outside of the stadium and heckling and booing him as he left. It isn't looking good, Giants fans. If you know a Giants fan, pray for him. After that, we had the Raiders take on the Chargers for UFC 306.5, as all of the highlights I saw on Twitter were players fighting and fans fighting while players were fighting. Here's what you have to know. The Chargers are a rushing team now, and it's working well for them, because they beat the Raiders 22-10. Then the Denver Broncos faced off against the Seattle Seahawks, and all of my Bo Leavers out there got kinda rocked, as rookie QB Bo Nix went out there and put on a pretty poor performance, passing for 138 yards, 0 passing touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown, and 2 interceptions. He also made one commentator very, very sad.
5:35 left, they're down 13. Nix has all day, but it's intercepted!
The Broncos faced a 26-20 loss against the Seahawks. The Cowboys went off against the Browns, beating them 33-17. Dak Prescott finally getting his extension money, $240 million for 4 years, just hours before the game. Good one, Jerry, I guess. Dak passed for 179 yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 interceptions. We got to see another punt return touchdown, and Deshaun Watson had another horrible allegation come out on Monday about him. He also doesn't seem to be winning the locker room. He passed for 169 yards, fitting, I guess, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. He was sacked 6 times, the most of Week 1.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass.
Then we saw the Washington Commanders take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, Bakers don't specialize in cooking normally, but this one does. Mayfield popped off for 289 yards, 4 passing touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Rookie Jaden Daniels did okay. 184 passing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. The Buccaneers would win this 37-20. Then for Sunday night, we got to see the Rams take on the Lions in a really good battle of a game. The Lions jumped out to a pretty early lead that would hold most of the game. Then the Rams fought back and tied the game, sending us into our first overtime of the season, in which the Lions just decided to run on them. And it worked. Matthew Stafford passed for 317 yards with just 1 passing touchdown and 1 interception. Jared Goff, 217 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception as well. Which finally brings us to Monday night. We finally got to see Jets Aaron Rodgers survive 4 snaps and look incredibly rusty. Nice. Throwing for 167 yards, 1 free play touchdown, glad to see those are back, and 1 interception. Those are back too. The rustiness led them to be down by quite a bit, and for the Jets to pull Aaron Rodgers in the 4th, putting in Tyrod Taylor behind center to end the game 32-19. On the other side of the ball, the 49ers look like a well-oiled machine, even without CMC. That's no problem for them, because his backup, Jordan Mason, put on an all-pro performance. I can totally see the 49ers back in the playoffs again. Alright, that is week 1, and that brings us to my week 2 predictions. I'll make this segment a little quick. Let's get it going. Yeah, here we go! Alright, so starting us off on Thursday night, we have the Bills taking on the Miami Dolphins. I'm gonna say that the Dolphins take this one. Then, opening Sunday, we have the Raiders going to Baltimore to face the Ravens. I'm gonna say the Ravens take this one, though it kind of feels like it could be anyone's game. Then we have the Chargers going against the Panthers. The clear winners are the Chargers here, unless the Panthers can just fix all of their issues overnight. Then the Saints go to play the Cowboys. This feels like a Cowboys dub, but you never really know with them. Then we have the Buccaneers going to Detroit to play the Lions. This is an incredibly good matchup that I'm excited to see. This feels like a good battle. I do see the Lions winning this one. Then the Colts go to Green Bay. I feel like we do have a Colts dub here, purely for the fact that the Packers don't have Jordan Love, and AR-15 is just a monster. Then we have the Browns, who just picked up Kadarius Toney, going to Jacksonville. The Jags take this, no doubt. Then the 49ers go to Minnesota to play the Vikings. This has 49ers going 2-0 written all over it. After that, we have the Seahawks facing off against the Pats, and Seattle absolutely takes this. Then the Jets go to Tennessee to play the Titans. I feel like the Jets get their lick back here. After that, it's Giants versus Commanders, which is just an unfortunate game in of itself. This is going to be a snoozer, unfortunate to say, and the Commanders are gonna win. Then we have the Rams in Arizona. I feel like the Rams are gonna take this one. Then the Steelers play the Denver Broncos, and unless Bo Nix can suddenly clean up his act, this has Steelers going 2-0 on it. Then the Bengals go to Kansas City to get brutally murdered and absolutely dunked on by the Chiefs. This brings us to Chicago, coming to Houston to play my beautiful baby Texans. And here's where you expect me to say that I think the Texans are gonna win. But my mentality is, any and every team can and will be a threat to us. No matter how good we are, no matter how good the opposing team is. Last year we played the Panthers and I said, no way we lose. And we lost. So for my prediction, I'm just saying, it's up to the football gods, baby. And move on. This brings us to a very lopsided Monday night ball game. The Falcons go over to play the Eagles, and the Eagles kill the Falcons. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe here, leave a comment on your thoughts, like the video if you want, share with your friends so that they can laugh at my predictions and tell me I don't know all. I'll see you guys for week 2. Bye-bye!